everybody, welcome back to Let's Talk Physical Media. I am your host, John, and this is the weekly news show where you guessed it, we talk about all the news in the world of physical media. And it was actually a very busy news week this week, so we're just going to dive right into it. The first one and the big one, and I know everyone's been talking about this all week, is Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World, is going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. Now, this is just a rumor at this point, but it has been reported on by Bill Hunt over on the Digital Bits, and you can also look for it on the artist formerly known as Twitter. And it's pretty much confirmed at this point. Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World was a film that came out in 2003. I have the Blu-ray right here. This movie stars Russell Crowe. It's directed by Peter Weir. It is a fantastic film, a beautiful looking film. It's a beloved film by cinephiles. It didn't get any recognition at the time. Unfortunately, it didn't do as well as they were hoping. That this was actually supposed to be a series of films because they're based on books. And unfortunately, because the movie bombed, it never got a sequel, even though people to this day absolutely love Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World. So, it's going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. This is one of the films that's being held hostage by Disney. You know, it's one of those 20th Century Fox films from back in the day. And this is one that a lot of people have been asking for. Very similar to Kingdom of Heaven. And, you know, Disney and Sony are going to be the ones that are going to be putting this out. This is their next big project after Tombstone, Kingdom of Heaven, and now this. Now, when we reported on this last year of the big Disney and Sony team up, and then bringing us all these classic films to 4K Blu-ray, I don't think we imagined we would be in this situation that we've been talking about lately, like with Tombstone and Kingdom of Heaven, and how people actually can't get those 4K Blu-rays. Tombstone has come back in the stock, and it's about $41, which is a little bit fairer than Kingdom of Heaven, which was at $55, never dropped in price, and then a lot of people weren't even able to get that 4K Blu-ray, including myself, which we talked about last week. Now, the hope is that maybe Disney and Sony learn their lesson, and they'll have enough copies for everybody who pre-orders them, and maybe they'll give it to us at a lower price. Now, that's just wishful thinking. More than likely, that won't happen because Disney and Sony, they're corporations, they're businesses, and they know that supply and demand is a real thing. So if they hold back the supply and just tell us that, oh, it's a supply chain issue, that, you know what, they can keep the prices at that high price because they know that the demand is really high. That's what they're going for. That's their ultimate goal. There is nothing that's consumer friendly about what Disney and Sony are doing with these 4K Blu-rays. They're taking advantage of a very small niche market because that's what we are. The very small niche market really does want Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World on 4K Blu-ray. So for them, they see like, okay, you know what? We can kind of raise the price on this. These people really want it, and we can take advantage of them. And that's exactly what they're doing. There's no like, oh, you know, we messed up here. Like, they can do that and try and spin it and, you know, maybe filter it out through like some of the physical media channels and maybe ease the pain a little bit. But really, that's just PR stuff. And I really do hate that because really what they're trying to do is truly take advantage of us. And I'm hoping that there was enough pushback with Kingdom of Heaven because Bill Hunt did say he kind of brought it to Disney and Sony, but I truly believe they just probably blew him off and just told him what he wanted to hear just because, again, these are corporations. I don't generally believe that they care about us. Now, I am excited for this. I'm hoping that Disney and Sony learn their lesson. I'm hoping they do the right thing by us.
Doctor?
Come on, what?
Always do the right thing.
My hopes, though, probably won't be met, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to get too angry yet, but I just wanted to let you guys know that's coming to 4K Blu-ray. I'm pretty damn excited about it. I just hope I'm not let down like I was with Kingdom of Heaven. So let's just wait and see with that one. And then the other big news, we talked about this last week, that Scream and Shout Factory, all of their rumors, it was just rumors last week. Well, pretty much all of them were confirmed. So like World Trade Center, which we talked about last week, Deathstalker 1 and 2 coming to 4K Blu-ray, City on Fire coming to 4K Blu-ray. Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3, which I know people are thrilled about, got confirmed for 4K Blu-ray. A couple of new 4K Steelbooks, which I'm not too big into when they do this, when they do the Steelbooks way after the 4Ks actually came out, like Ghosts of Mars. That didn't come out that long ago on standard 4K Blu-ray. Well, now you'll be able to get it on Steelbook. Prince of Darkness, which is a great 4K Blu-ray. You can get that on Steelbook. And The Strangers, which I think this is the second 4K Steelbook that's been released for that. But really, what surprised me, and this wasn't a rumor at all, was Michael Mann's Miami Vice is going to be coming to 4K Blu-ray in August through Shout Select. I love Miami Vice, and you know, one thing I always complained about the Collateral 4K Blu-ray, and we'll talk about that later in the year because I want to do a re-review of that, is that, you know, the cameras that they were using, it doesn't lend itself too well to the 4K Blu-ray format. Now, I believe that everything that Michael Mann was going for with Collateral, when you carry it over to Miami Vice, I think that's where he perfected that look and the sound design in that movie. It's a fantastic film. If you've never seen Miami Vice, I know it's like basically, why would this movie even exist? Don't forget that Michael Mann made Miami Vice the TV show in the 1980s, even though this isn't necessarily like a spin-off of that. This is a reboot, essentially, and made into a film, but it feels very much like the mid-2000s, and I just think it worked. Colin Farrell and Jamie Foxx have great chemistry, even though, if I'm correct, Colin Farrell said he doesn't even remember making that movie. I don't know why. I think it was either drugs or alcohol or something like that, but either way, that's crazy to me because the movie is fantastic. I love Miami Vice. I cannot wait for that to come to 4K Blu-ray. I don't have the previously released Blu-ray, but I am very happy. I don't know how it's going to look on 4K. I mean, this might be one where it's a little bit shaky on 4K, but either way, or I'll be happy to have that in my collection. And I think you guys should see that if you've never seen Miami Vice. So everything else we talked about got confirmed with some Steelbooks added in, and then Miami Vice thrown in the mix. Really just to, light that fuse. I'm really excited for Miami Vice to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. And then another big announcement we got this week is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, one of the all-time great comedies, is going to be coming to 4K Steelbook. I believe this was through Sony as well, and that's pretty damn awesome. I know people probably would want a standard edition of this, but this seems to be Sony's MO. They'll just give us the Steelbook for a lot of their releases, and usually they don't price these too high in comparison to their Disney and Sony 4K Steelbook releases. We'll have to wait and see, but this is a movie that absolutely deserves it. Obviously, comedy is very subjective, but I think many people love Monty Python and the Holy Grail. This is what I'll probably grab as well. I mean, there's just so many classic lines in here, but I can definitely recommend if you've never seen the movie, although I would definitely check it out before you buy the 4K Blu-ray because, again, comedy is so subjective. It might not fit your taste. Like, it's a very dry British sense of humor, and that's not for everybody. Even for me, sometimes that doesn't necessarily 100% work. I've told you guys I got a very juvenile sense of humor, so sometimes over-the-top stupid comedy will work more for me than like a dry British sense of humor. But either way, it's a classic, and you should check it out at least once in your life, especially if you're a cinephile. And even though these were rumored as well for a long time, Crocodile Dundee 1 and 2 from 1986 and 1988 will be coming to 4K Blu-ray. This is from an Australian company, which makes sense. I mean, they're Australian films. One thing about these movies is the original one is going to be cut down. I forget what they call this, the Encore Edition, I think, or something like that, but it's going to be removing 2.5 minutes of film. This is what we talk about, the censorship. This kind of was made a big deal about when this was first announced not too long ago, or just rumored that they were going to use this edition. I don't like censorship. I don't think you should ever cut anything from a movie, even if it's offensive. You're trying to hide something at that point. You're trying to erase history. Don't like that at all. If that's in the movie, it's in the movie. Leave it in the movie. I'm sorry. I hate censorship. I do not like that. I don't like when we try to revise history and make something seem like it wasn't. I just don't like that. So I really am not too happy about this. And I know a lot of people aren't happy about this either. But the Crocodile Dundee movies are very popular. And for them to be coming to 4K Blu-ray, that is pretty damn exciting. And we also got the box art look at Frailty. We haven't talked about this yet. We knew it was coming from Lionsgate Limited, but they gave us all the stats. And I love the art on this 4K Steelbook, which is no surprise. It's Lionsgate. This is what Lionsgate does with their Lionsgate Limited releases. They even get exclusive extras. Absolutely love this. Can't wait for everybody to see Frailty if you've never seen it. We'll have to wait and see. I believe Lionsgate Limited is also having a 40% off sale right now on certain items, and that stuff is usually pretty expensive on their website, so you might want to take advantage on that. I might as well. Just got to get a little bit of funds. Hopefully I can before the sale ends, because I really want the conversation on 4K Blu-ray, and for 40% off, I might grab that. And if you guys saw my review for The Third Man on 4K Blu-ray from Lionsgate, check that one out as well. It's one of the greatest films ever, and that's a great 4K Steelbook. And Lionsgate also showed off the Steelbooks for Ballerina, in the world of John Wick. This is the spin-off film starring Ana de Armas. Haven't seen it yet, but I definitely want to. But the 4K Steelbooks, as you'd imagine, look absolutely stunning. Lionsgate was in the news a little bit for other reasons this week. I hope that this stuff wasn't completely true, and that was just like an off-color remark about, how AI is going to help them make these movies in the future, make them really quick. I hate that. I really, really do. I hope that's something that they don't do. I hope that they're just thinking about that and they've got it out there to see how the world would react, and based on all the negative reaction, they don't go that route, because artificial intelligence in film, I guess at this point, we're just pushing back against the inevitable. It's only going to get here. It's just, the film industry in general is not doing great. This is probably a way for them to save money. But I mean, I have seen The Terminator, and I know how this ends, and I don't like it. I don't like that it's going to take away jobs from people. I think it's going to ruin the art form. Film is art. I get it's also a business as well. I understand that. Without money, we don't get movies. But man, I don't want AI making movies. When that time comes, I'm going to be very, very upset. But, hopefully this is a lesson. Hopefully it's nothing more than that. But, well, again, this is just something we'll have to wait and see. And then we'll end this week's show with a couple of rumors. None of this is confirmed at all. This is kind of one of those things floating around the artist formerly known as Twitter. So you got to really take these with a huge grain of salt. But Meet the Parents from 2000, this kind of makes sense, celebrating its 25th anniversary, is rumored to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. We've got a lot of comedies this year. I hope we get Meet the Parents. I think Meet the Parents is a great comedy. Robert De Niro, Ben Stiller had great chemistry. Meet the Fockers is okay a few years later, and I have honestly never even seen the third one. What's that, Little Fockers? I never saw that one. I heard it was terrible, and I had no desire. I felt like that kind of came out in the era where it was a cash grab, and I just didn't want to see that. But the original one is an absolute classic in the comedy genre, so I'm glad to see that is rumored to be coming to 4K Blu-ray. And the other one is James Mangold's Identity, which has a fantastic twist ending if you've never seen that movie. I think it's fantastic. I think a lot of people might think it's a little bit stupid, but I think it kind of works for that kind of movie that they were going for. Great imagery in it. Vincent D'Onofrio. It's got John Cusack, one of the rare times I actually like John Cusack. Looks great. That's one thing. So if this comes to 4K Blu-ray, I think we are in good hands. And, it's surprising that we would get Identity before we get the other James Mangold film, the first film he ever directed, which is Copland. Copland is a fantastic film, and I hope that eventually gets a 4K Blu-ray release as well. But those two are just rumors at this point, so, again, take those with a huge grain of salt. It's just, want to report that to you guys and talk a little bit about those movies because they are great. And guys, that's going to do it here for me on another episode of Let's Talk Physical Media. Let me know what you guys are most excited for in the comment section. While you guys are down there, don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We are almost at 5,000 subscribers, guys, and there will be some giveaways once we hit that. And thank you guys all so much for being longtime supporters of the channel. Really does mean the world to me. Thank you guys all so much. We do have channel memberships, so if you want to become a friend of the channel, a producer for the channel like John Doe Juggalo, who has a great YouTube channel as well, definitely check that out. And you can also become a channel director like Uncle V, Frankfurt Frank's Media Reviews, who also has one of the best YouTube channels on YouTube. So make sure you guys are checking that out. We had a great time on Tuesday on the live stream talking about the best summer blockbusters. I had an absolute blast. Go back and check that one out. It was just a great time, and it's a great live stream. If you got a couple hours, you'll absolutely enjoy that. Nicholas Head, Uncle V, Kevin Kruger, I really appreciate all you guys. And then, of course, we have the channel bankroll members like Mr. Smelly Potato. But guys, as always, there's no pressure at all. We just hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, get out in those streets, tell your friends about us, and then we'll be seeing you around.